Okay, welcome back. The lies that Scott Pruitt told. Did you catch NPR this morning? Did you look at television and whatever? And did you hear the big story of the week? That a member of the President of the United States' cabinet, the guy who is in charge of the EPA, Scott Pruitt, went on national television and repeatedly lied to the press and the American people, and the press did not bother on catching him on his lies. Didn't bother at all. This was on ABC This Week, Sunday show. Scott Pruitt, he's talking about the plan, the president's Clean Power Plan, which says that power plants that are using coal have to clean up the crap that they're pumping into the air. Now, cleaning up that crap actually creates jobs. Somebody's got to design the scrubbers. Somebody's got to build the scrubbers. Somebody's got to install the scrubbers. Somebody's got to periodically clean the scrubbers. These are all jobs. So making our air cleaner creates jobs. And Trump wants to do away with that. In fact, he's going to sign an executive order probably tomorrow doing away with that. Which means that all those people who've been hired to create clean air for us are going to lose their jobs. So Obama create jobs, Trump destroy jobs. But here's what Scott Pruitt said, and I quote, the executive order, he's talking about Trump's repealing the Clean Power Plan. The executive order will address the past administrations, that would be President Obama. The executive order will address the past administration's efforts to kill jobs throughout the country. It's a bald-faced lie. Right straight up. I mean, at that point, a light should have gone off and a buzzer sounded and a giant hook should have come out from the side right around his arm. Pull him off the stage. This guy is feeding us something you can't say on the air. Incredible. And then he said to George Stephanopoulos, he said, will it bring back coal jobs? I think absolutely it will. Again, it's a lie. The loss of coal jobs is because of principally two things. Three things. Number one, mountaintop removal instead of direct mining. It takes a whole lot fewer people to do dynamite and trucks and bulldozers than it does to go down into a mine. Number two, automation. The trucks are getting bigger and bigger. They've got now machines that can go through the earth and with giant drills in the front of them. They look like the mouth of a lamprey eel. And to dig the tunnels, you don't need, instead of needing 40, 50 miners, you need two guys to run the machine. So automation and cheap natural gas from fracking. That's what's destroyed coal jobs. Not that, the air has to be cleaner. And making and reducing the standards so that more poison can go into the air, that's not going to cause coal jobs to come back. It might cause the coal companies to sell more coal. They might have to hire one new guy to run the new machine. But it's not going to bring back the coal mining jobs. So Scott Pruitt lied about that. And then he went on to say another lie. He said, not just jobs will be created by the president's actions here. It lowers electricity rates for consumers across the country. And the fact of the matter is that, coal is not being used increasingly because it's more expensive than natural gas. It's, the coal market has, it can't, and frankly, it's more expensive now in most parts of the country than wind and solar. And then Pruitt, and then, Stephanopoulos says, the message you're sending to the rest of the world is that you don't believe climate change is serious. It's shocking to see such a degree of ignorance from the United States. This is George Stephanopoulos quoting Mario Molina, a Nobel Prize-winning scientist. And Pruitt lies in response to that. He says, George, we're actually at pre-1994 levels right now with regard to our CO2 footprint. Why is that? Largely because of innovation and technology in the coal sector and the natural gas sector. Well, yeah, our CO2 levels are at 94 levels because we have had these regulations. But Pruitt wants to blow up the regulations. And then another lie. Scott Pruitt says China and India, the largest producers of CO2 internationally, get away scot-free. They don't have to take steps until 2030. We penalize ourselves through lost jobs while China and India don't take steps to address the issue internationally. So Paris was just a bad deal. Well, first off, this is Joe Rahm speaking at the Think Progress blog. And first off, in Paris, most of the major countries in the world made commitments for 2013. That was the deal. Second, what made Paris possible was that Obama got China to commit to serious action long before 2030. In other words, Pruitt was lying. China pledged in 2014 to double its use of carbon-free energy sources by 2030 and to peak in coal use by 2020. Within weeks, they pledged to cap coal emissions by 2020. They've been cutting coal use and replacing it with clean energy so rapidly that it appears that China peaked in coal use back in 2013. And they're already plateauing on CO2 emissions. They're regulating. But see, Pruitt and his buddies are wholly owned subsidiaries of Koch Industries, ExxonMobil, Devon Energy, Massey Coal. I mean, the coal companies, the oil companies, the natural gas companies, the fracking companies, they own this man, Scott Pruitt. They own the Republican Party to the point that these people will look you in the eye and lie to you about science. Now, they will go to their doctor, and if they've got gonorrhea, they're going to ask for the penicillin or the antibiotic because, then they believe in science. But if you tell them that the planet is warming up and it's killing people right now, hundreds of millions of people right now are dying from climate change, especially in the Middle East, they go, oh, that's just a lie. They are liars, owned by the fossil fuel industry.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-808-9925.
And the worst part of it is that our media will not call them out. This is disgusting.